Games Workshop just detonated AdeptiCon 2026. The new edition of Warhammer 40k, Walking Castles, the Red Terror in plastic, Orc Boys with 3 weapons, Clans Eshin finally existing, a Warhammer animation dropping in May, and a 1/6 scale Mephiston statue costing more than my rent. Let's go over everything that dropped in AdeptiCon 2026. So, the big one, Warhammer 40,000 New Edition. Let's start off with the headline here, and that is there is a new edition of Warhammer 40,000 coming, and it launches in a box code Armageddon. The lore setup is great here. We've got Ghazghkull's orcs are back at Armageddon, Yarrick has returned barely and called in a coalition of Space Marine chapters under Operation Impeto. Blood Angels, Salamanders, Ultramarines, Space Wolves, and more. The campaign kicks off in this launch box. So let's talk about it. The biggest 40k launch set ever, 2 armies, Space Marines and Orcs. New rules, new lore. Games Workshop are drip feeding contents to us over the next few weeks, and I'm up for it. And there's a live unboxing show before the launch as well. And for now, we've only seen 2 of the models. The first one is the new Intercessor, the Mark 10 Tacticus base, but supplemented with older armor marks, different helmets, shoulder pads, greaves, and a lot of nostalgia callbacks baked into the kit itself. The idea being that after all the years of war, the uniform Primaris armor has been patched with whatever survived, and honestly, it's a really smart design direction here. Then we've got the new Orc Boy, and this one is genuinely funny. Orc Boys now carry a chopper, a slugger, and a shooter. Every single one of them, Games Workshop logic, why should you be holding a chopper stop you carrying a shooter, you know? It just doesn't. And to be fair, it's a great idea. So welcome to the future Orcs, we're happy to have you here. Then let's talk about the rules. We've got some good news here first. Your current codex is still valid. Existing faction rules, detachments, campaign supplements, they all carry over. You're not starting from scratch anymore. But what is changing? So for detachments, you can now sometimes take multiple detachments for a bespoke set of army abilities at launch, and there'll be over 70 new and updated detachments. Your existing codex detachments still work too, more options and not a reset here. Then for missions, your detachment choices now influence your objectives. An army built to hold ground gets rewards for holding ground. An army built to kill things gets rewarded for killing things. Objective asymmetry based on what you actually bought. It's a chef's kiss here, and I'm definitely here for it. Then let's talk about some of the objectives. We've got round markers are now gone. Objectives are now controlled via terrain footprints. The physical space of the terrain piece determines what you're fighting over. Then also for the terrain, cover now affects hit rolls instead of saves. Units are genuinely easier to hide, and this is a meaningful shift in how the board actually plays now. Then from combat, we've got cleaner fight phases overall, more flexibility when picking charge targets. There's changes to the activation order, fast dice for rolling damage, pylon and consolidation order has changed. The details will matter more once we see the full rules, but the direction is streamlining it, which is absolutely great. Then let's talk about Armageddon, the Return of Yarrick, the pre-edition expansion. Before the new edition, there's a bridge campaign, a 3-book slipcase called Armageddon, the Return of Yarrick. New models, new rules, new detachments, and a supplementary rulebook called Armored Gauntlet that buffs tanks, monsters, and war machines across the board with damage tables and upgrades. There's also some new models here, so let's break them down. First, we'll do the Imperial Guard. We've got Commissar Yarrick, who's already revealed in last week's cinematic trailer. He's back, he's dying, and he does not care. Then we've got Commissar Thena Graves, where Yarrick is beloved, Graves is feared. Old school Officer Perfectus energy, she comes with a personalized Centaur transport called Vigilance, a retinue of Perfectus staff, and a separate on-foot version as well. Then we've got the Centaur RSV. The Centaur Rapid Strike Vehicle gets its first proper modern kit. Open-topped, fast, designed for rough terrain, fires on the move, exactly what you want when Orc Boys on bikes are trying to encircle you here. Then we've got the Hippogriff AFV, a 6-wheeled armoured fighting vehicle. Turret options include battle cannon, caster Gatling cannon, melter cannon, and las cannon. Mobile fire support that can keep up with a tank column. Beautiful, this will be living rent-free with my Kriegs. We've got Inquisitor Crow Order Xenos mounted on a 6-legged Garrulus, carries a Tox Cycler, has 2 head options for both him and his mount, Trophy Hunter Energy here, and he looks magnificent. Then we got Intriza Phrase the Dogmata Superior, Adeptus Sororitas characters riding a armoured walking platform called the Throne of Blame. Leads mortifier engines, punishes weakness, including among her own congregation. Exactly what it says on the tin. Then let's go for my favourite orc boys. We got the Wazdakka Gutsmek, a legendary speed freak bike boss who has technically existed in 40k lore for years but has never gotten a miniature. That changes today. He's in plastic, riding his big river. Armed with Psycho Gattlers, his plan is to ride from one end of the galaxy to the other. Armageddon is simply a pit stop for this man. And then we've got some battalion boxes also coming as well, with the Astra Militarum with 2 Hippogriffs AFVs, 1 Centaur RSV, a Rogal Dawn, and 10 Cadian Shock Troopers, the first place to get these new vehicles. Then the Adeptus Sororitas, we've got 3 Paragon Warsuits, a Palatine, 10 Sisters Novite, 10 Sisters Repentia, mobile light infantry to accompany Frey. Then for the Death Watch, we've got 2 5-man kill teams in Corvus Blackstar, Compact, and Lethal. Then for the Orcs, we've got 6 Death Copters, a Defiarca Wartrike, and a Wazdakka Squig Buggy, full speed freak commitment here. Then let's move across into what I think is the best kill team announcement that I've seen in a while. Kill team is shaking up its format. Terra on Devon pits a single kill team against one massive creature across 9 linked joint ops missions. Think action movie structure, right? You've got the Red Terror, a Tyrannid bioform that last appeared in the old codexes. Now it's getting its first standalone plastic miniature. Serpentine regenerates by consuming biomass, can burrow underground and ambush, and it can swallow operatives whole. It's not friendly, it's the Predator in the darkness. Then we've got our Spectre squad, which are 8 Cadian scouts, camouflage cloaks, lightly armoured, ambush focused, equipped with star shield flares, doubled as a stun tool, with auto stubbers, plasma or metal options, and a missile launcher for when that plan ultimately doesn't work. Then we've got Nemesis operators as well, separate expansion book, fully flexible for adding large creatures to any kill team game, as an ally, as a boss encounter, or as a campaign objective. This works with any miniature from any faction. 2 existing creatures are getting standalone releases alongside it, the Amble and the Zolt known as the Archivist. Both from the Blackstone Fortress, each gets its own mission pack, and my god, we have optimized and made kill team cinema. Then let's talk about Age of Sigmar, the City of Ash. New spearhead box for Age of Sigmar, 2 complete forces, a double-sided city board, new terrain, a mission battle pack, and a full introductory handbook. Great entry point, great expansion for the veterans. Then we got the Clan Eshin, which has finally burrowed its way out. Since the Skaven Vermidum, Clan Eshin has been conspicuously absent for the army range, but now no longer. We've got Deathmaster Crix, who's going to be leading the warband, a legend Skaven assassin whose exploits by their own admission are largely invented. He did blow up a silver tower, and the rest has been with their marketing team. With him, a second Deathmaster, 10 Gutter Runners, which are your elite infiltrators, and 10 Night Runners, both of the bottom of the Eshin ladder, expendable poison blades, eager to prove themselves. This kit builds both units, so with 1 City of Ash, you get 20 of each type. Then let's talk about the other half, with the City of Ash half. Ranger Colonel Jovan Keel, former Wilder Corps captain, native of the fallen Anvil Guard, now roaming the realms looking for allies to take it back. He works with an Ash Panther called Threxa. We've got the Free Guild Gauntlets, heavily armoured infantry, defensive specialists inspired by hereby units. Then we've got the Free Guild Grenadiers, elite big lads, black powder ruin sweepers, and heavy barbidiers. The design flamer is called the Cindergrout, naturally, and we've got the Molus Forge Priest, which consecrates the grounds buffs nearby allies with a large hammer, Sigmar approved. Then we've got the new Cities of Sigmar, the full wave. There's a significant faction update here with a new Battletome coming and a lot of kits. Let's talk about the elephant in the room here, which is the Cogforts. The headline model here, these are enormous walking stone and steel fortresses, self-propelled. The kit builds two variants. We got our cannonade Cogfort, which I think is my favourite, the Godbreaker cannon on a parapet, plus a battery of gunpowder weapons, fire support platform, and it also walks. And then we got our Conqueror Cogfort, which trades the cannon in for a Realm's Scorcher Flame cannon and internal transport for carrying units of infantry. They can also operate as regiments of renown across any Grand Alliance. Outlaw Cogforts, effective mercenaries, the Iron March army of renown in Battletomes let you use an entire squadron of them. We've got some other models as well, which is Armageddon, the Enlightened One, the youngest Archmage of the White College, riding a Hemolith named Glyphwing that he found in an unsanctioned expedition into the Realm's Edge, ambitious, underhanded, and Heish-focused. Then we've got the Collegiate Battle Mages, which are two new varieties. Ashland Pyrocasters wear eye coverings because their gaze literally ignites everything it sees. Then we've got Amethyst Neo Mages carrying scythes, wearing bell helmets drummed by clockwork skeletons, commune with the dead, and nobody wants to stand near them for good reason. Then we've got the Gate Gargants, a pair of city Gargants who form a living gateway in the defensive line, watched over by a Grenadier Major in the town of their back. Lethal scattershot cannons, the Gargants find this entertaining. Then we got Dawnless Triumph, which is a floating sacred monument, floats alongside the army, buffs nearby troops through morale, a rolling shrine. Then let's talk about the release packaging here. The Battletome Cities of Sigmar, all new rules, all new units, lore, Path to Glory, Anvil of Apotheosis, Iron March, and Regiments of Renown options here. Then we got Zenestra Zealots, new Spearhead box, Pontifex Zenestra on Palanquin, 3 Guild Command Corps, Marshal with Relic Envoy, 10 Steel Helms, punishes enemies for killing your warriors. And we got the Zendensed Hounds, the new Regiment of Renown, Galen and Dora Vendence, lead Wilder Corp Hunters, Order of Azir, available to all allies across the factions here. Then let's dive into everyone's favourite misunderstanding, which is the Horus Heresy. 3 Blastic kits for Legion Astartes and Solar Auxilia. We've got the Spartan Prometheus Assault Tank, a variant of the Spartan that trades laser cannon arrays for either Gravis heavy bolter arrays, infantry clearing, or laser destroyers for tank hunting. Both loyalists and traitors can use this. Then we got the Sharonite Orgrin selection, Solar Auxiliaries answer to the power armoured Space Marines, biochemically altered, squeezed into void suits, pumped full of stimulants, given industrial claws, and crushers instead of hands, not suitable, but very effective. Then we got the rapid fire support battery, which are crew served heavy weapons too large to carry. We got quad launchers, which are frag or shatter shells, mole mortars that can fire downward into the ground and bury under enemy positions, and direct fire variants with a heavy bolter array, multi-laser, or laser destroyers. Rules for the new rapiers and ogrins are coming up as part of the Journal Tactica, the Battle of Tauren Part 1. Then the Middle-earth strategy battle game gets a new update as well. 3 new kits and a campaign journal. Then we've got the Riders of Rohan, our long-awaited refresh alongside the existing Warriors of Rohan, 6 unique riders and horse combinations, 4 with any weapon of hand choice or throwing spear, plus bows on their backs, plus 2 bows drawn. Any rider can be mounted on any horse, mix and match for variety in massed cavalry here. Then we've got the Warriors of Rohan commanders, Captain Warrior with banner, Warrior with warhorn. The captain has armor options and 2 head options, sculpted banner details as well. Then we've got the Hill Tribes, 3 miniatures, chieftain with choice of hand weapon and shield, or 2 hand weapons, plus banner and warhorn bearers. The chieftain can also be built as a Wildman Oathmaker for Dumbblade army use as well. Then we've got the Journal of the Burning Westfold, 11 linked scenarios, Fords of Iceland through Helm's Deep to Pelennor Fields, hobby guides for terrain, horse painting, and the lot. Then let's dive into the Underworlds. Then we've got Ethereal Zephyrite's new Luminous Realm Lords banner with 4 fighters and a spirit companion named Zoe, who is a token rather than a fighter. The mechanic here is Zoe is placed in an empty hex each action step. Line of sight he draws to the board's edge become windblown. Friendly fighters in windblown get enhanced movement and saves. Enemy fighters in windblown are permanently flanked. The warband inspires and accessibles attacks once per game, and you can reposition soul. Oreth, the blind archer, uses his wind to guide his arrows. The lore is doing a lot of work here. Then we've got the Aeronautica Imperius Animation, a new 3-part animated series that's coming in May on Warhammer Plus. The Imperial Navy Thunderbolt pilot versus Eldari Nightwings from Craftworld Sam Han. Dogfights above a frozen world of attrition war. We follow Kai, an Imperial pilot described as excellent with the caveat of attrition rates are high, and we perhaps shouldn't get attached. Also, we meet Irdrif, a Samhai Nightwing pilot with noticeably more comfortable seating arrangements. The trailer is out now, and the first episode drops in any weeks. Then let's talk about everyone's favourite thing, collectibles. We've got Mephiston with a Weta Workshop 1:6 scale statue. We've got Chief Librarian Mephiston ready to psychically liquefy someone, lighting from the hand and fingertips. Force Sword Vitarius wrapped in Silurian light. Every skull in the armor accounted for. Pre-orders are open now. Games Workshop are also running a prize draw. Log into your My Warhammer account before 11:50 PM on the 1st of April, and you're entered. That's all it takes, and you may be taking this boy home. Then we've got a White Scars Captain helmet from Joy Toy, a fully wearable Mark 10 Tacticus helmet, silver skull on the forehead, red slash across the eye, battery-powered LED eye lenses, pre-order from Warhammer merch, and you get your White Scars t-shirt for free. And that was it. That was AdeptiCon 2026. New edition coming, Armageddon, expansion Bridging the Gap, Walking Fortresses of Age of Sigmar, Clans Eshin finally getting on the table, Red Terror gets its plastic treatment, Middle-Aged Cavalry gets their time finally, and Games Workshop remembered that Wazdakka Gutsmek existed and gave him a model. If any of these caught your eye, the new edition rules, the Cogforts, the Clan Eshin, whatever it is, let me know. I'll be covering all these things in a matter of time and in more depth as I have more information. If you haven't subscribed, please do, and I will see you in the next one.